Welcome, everyone. We are going to talk about leadership, inner leadership, also how to lead all our parts inside, about the different kind of communication through the rational part and the emotional part. I'm going to talk about it. This is a big subject. Basically, I can talk about it for hours and hours and days. I'm doing leadership retreat, with all kind of corporations in order to teach them how to drop from the mind to the body. The heart has wisdom and intuition and the mind have other gifts that we need, but it's not enough. If we master both languages and both sides of our brain, we can lead better. I want you to think for a second about leaders that you appreciate. People in your life that you really loved learning from, teachers, it can be even in grade school or high school or college, or people you worked with in your industry. What was there about them that was special? And I see also my kids have all kind of teachers, and some they like and some they don't. And it's not about the subject that the teacher teach. It's about the personality. What a really leader needs in his personality or her personality in order to pull people. So first of all, I feel that looking at eye level, right? So many people without noticing they're patronizing. The mind side of us can patronize, think, oh, I'm better, I know better. Or it's coming even from the opposite, that you're trying like hide yourself, that you believe you're not good enough, and imposter syndrome that you have. And then it's like becoming like a mask of somebody, like, I know better, even though it's coming from lack of self-confidence. So looking at eye level, and it doesn't matter if you're looking for somebody that just started the path in their job, or a student, or somebody in first grade. It's just looking at them as human being, believing in them. And I have to say, as a leader in the wellness communities, I can say that I believe in people. I believe if I could do it, everybody can do it. I'm not special. I just had the right tools and right teachers and guides in order to show me that it's possible to overcome inner suffering or whatever I wanted to achieve. So I really believe in people. So looking at eye level, it means to really believe that everybody are capable. Because if somebody thinks I'm special, you are separating. There are so many things can separate us from colleagues, from people, from employees, from family members. But today we are talking about work and more in leadership in the professional side. It can separate you. The second thing is loyalty and trust. It's like really to everything you say, you back it up. It's so important. I think even it's the first thing. In order for people to trust you, you need to be diligent and efficient, and to be a person of his word. Because the mind, when the mind wants to choose a leader, somebody to follow, is checking that there is a test. Is checking the way you talk, the way you dressed, and if you look in their eyes or not, the energy that you bring, and also facts, checking facts that if you said something is correct. So this is really important, to be somebody that can be really reliable. And I think that the third thing is the communication skills. And I'm going to dive into it today more, talking about a different kind of communication. A leader can have different kind of languages. And I remember myself as a young adult, even as a teenager, even between 20 to 30 years old, I tried different kind of communities. In one hand, I learned finance and economy, so I was in university that everybody were more invested in that, and I totally looked as one of them. In the other side, I went to festival like Burning Man, but more in Israel, all kind of journeys and things like that, trying meditation, if it's transcendental meditation or martial art. I did Kung Fu for many years, but I felt totally one of them. And there was a question of like, where do I feel natural? Who I am? Who am I? And I felt, I have to say, that I can learn from everyone. I can learn from students, fellow students in the university that really wants to work with finance. and I can learn with somebody I met in the festival, and meditate. But I really love to learn everything, and to see what is interesting for me in this life. So I think it gave me two kinds of languages. And also, if you think about people in your work around you, there are two kinds of people: people that are driven by the heart, and people that are driven by the mind. And those are two different set of people, and they also have different needs. And without even, if I work a lot with CEOs and people that are managing a lot of people, and I think there is a knowledge about it, unconscious wisdom, they know about it, but they didn't really explain it to themselves or really put it into words. Today I'm going to put it into words. Many people ask me, I work with people for 25 years, 26 almost, and I heard like almost everything. So they ask me what is making somebody successful? Not long ago, I was a guest in a podcast that called it Perfect Failure. And this great man that I really connected to, he had a startup and he was really optimistic. He had investors and partners, and it failed in a way. And since then, he's trying to understand what are the ingredients that a person needs in order to be successful. And it's beautiful. So this is his podcast, The Perfect Failure, and he's interviewing all kind of people, and he's in this journey. And I think what happened to him with his startup really like brought him a lot of inner growth. So also I'm investigating, right, inquiring with people and what is making a person more happy, how to suffer less, how to be more successful in life, because we do have goals. Some people, it's okay for them to sit on the top of the mountain in the forest or in the mountain or in the ocean and not do a lot in this practical world. And this is okay. They are searching for wisdom. They are searching for happiness and calmness. And other people want to be also successful in the mind realm. And this is also okay. But we want everything. We want to be successful in the mind, to have security, a financial security, to feel safe, to accomplish, to learn and to grow. The mind lacks riddles, the mind lacks challenges, and also to be successful in the heart, to feel connection and love and friendships, and to feel connected basically, and to be also more than all of that, and to focus on helping other people. So there is a way, there is a path to go there, and every person is different. So I'm going to separate the people that around you into two buckets for now. It's simple: to the mindy people and to the heart. The people are driven by the mind. It doesn't mean they don't have a heart. They feel everything from inside. They feel everything, but they don't let the feeling take decisions in their life. And I'm talking about small decisions, daily day decisions, language, even what words to use, or big decisions. And the people of the heart, they are more connected to that, and they have different sets of needs that if you give them those needs, they are yours forever. They will do everything for you because they will feel seen. But if you not really connect to them, they will just continue to their next job. They will not feel belonging, and they have different sets of needs, and that it's important to acknowledge. If you think about big corporation, there are roles that are more mindy, like accountants, sometimes lawyers, and again, it doesn't mean they don't feel, right? And like roles are more, they need people more hearty, like marketing, for example, right? To find the right language to the right people, to put facts into words. They need to be connected to their heart, to know how to even sell, to sell things for someone. It's not just if you are like a machine or like a recorder, it will not hit. But if you are really talking and you understand, because you're using the emotional intelligence to read the person, to understand the need, to scan that, and then you can use different languages, different people. This is different kind of intelligence. This is something that usually people don't learn in a regular university. It's more to connect to your own self, to your own intuition. It's like more, it requires inner work a little bit. So as a leader, and again, I think leaders know that you have those two languages. In one hand, the mind is trusting you. And you can talk about facts, be organized, slow down, feeling safe for people to work in your environment, to be in your environment. Even as employee, like you are diligent, you are doing what you need. The co-workers can trust you. Sometimes you help. If somebody is saying to you, hey, I need to go to my family, or I have a doctor appointment, can you, take over? People can trust you. And also, you're intelligent, you know what you're talking about, you're becoming a specialist in your field, and you invested, yourself there. So this is really important. Time is important. For example, if to be on time, if a meeting starts, there is this reason why the meeting is starting now, and people will appreciate that. To finish on time, to respect people time. All of that is important for the mind and important in general. For some people, it's very easy. For other people, it's challenging. And if something that I say is challenging you, I want you to be curious about that. Because, of course, we can talk about the perfect leader, and I will give some practices also, because I believe in practice. But there are things that you know you are not, and this is totally okay. It's part of your growth. The way that I ask my student to look at it is not in a way of I'm not good enough, and to blame yourself and to judge yourself or compare yourself. It's more like, oh, interesting, I have something new to learn. Minded people are very good students, right? They went to university, they had exams and projects, and they had to be diligent, to sit for hours and learn, and this is their strength. But nobody maybe taught you emotional things. Nobody taught you how to play with your voice, sometimes to be quiet, sometimes to slow down, sometimes to show energy. Nobody maybe, taught you about when you're in a meeting. It's so important to feel the distance that you sit. Where do you sit? Just sit because there is an empty seat. I'm coming to a table full of people. Where do I sit? In the middle, in the side? Do I take a lot of space, a little space? When in the meeting between two people, this is kind of an emotional intelligence, but it can be taught, right? And this is only the voice, and the space is only the beginning. But really to talk about what is important for people that are not like you, and what is separating you from them. So nobody taught you that, but I have to say, with people that are really have a strong mind, it's so easy to teach. And I love to teach people that they are more, mindy. When I ask them to practice, they do practice. I have a CEO I meet once a month, and everything I tell him to do, he's doing. He's putting in the schedule, and he's doing that because he's organized. It's great. While I have students that are more emotional and are amazing, but they don't really do the practice, the daily practice. And if you don't exercise, it will not happen. The people of the heart have different needs, right? If the mind wants status and appreciation and possession, the people of the heart wants connection. And it's so easy to disconnect, not to see what is around you. Especially here when, I live in San Francisco and the Silicon Valley. It's really like go, 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 go. You want to achieve, you want not to be fired, you want to, there is a lot of goals. And sometimes we just forget about everything else. We forget that we are human. We forget about our needs. Sometimes people forget about our basic needs, like they don't eat the whole day. They don't go to the restroom if they need. They're putting all their needs on hold in order to go, 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 because the mind said it's needed, because of expectations, because of fear to be fired, we have fear to fail. So basically, this is not healthy. So people of the heart have different needs. They want connection. What is separating us from connecting to people? The first big thing that is very common is judgment. If you judge other people. And I'm going to give example from my morning. It's very easy for me to remember what happened today. I work with so many people, so I try not to remember everything. But for example, I met today a woman, and she has a problem with her dad. Her dad is very mindy, is a very successful businessman, established and well appreciated. And she is a very emotional person. She's crying freely. She knows how to shout, but she is a people pleaser as well. But she's sensitive. She's very, very sensitive. And I told her, there are three things that your father never did, probably. And she said, what? I said, it's hard for him to apologize. And she's saying, how do you know? It's not that I know your dad. I know that people of the mind that are so like into the mind, trying to accomplish, and he's a very loyal person and diligent and safe, but it's hard for him to apologize. It's hard for him to say, oh, I made a mistake. Well, the people of the heart, it's part of the language. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's easy for them. The second thing is to ask for help. It's so hard for sometimes people that are driven only by their mind to ask for help. And it's necessary, especially if you're a leader. It's not even help, right? But we cannot do it alone. If you want to grow, you need to add people to do it together. Uh, and for the people of the mind, it's hard because especially if you have high standard and you are doing it really well and you are a perfectionist and a high achiever, you think that everybody else are a little bit mediocre or doing it less good than you. And I always say, listen, maybe when they will drive the car of the company, the car of the project, the car of your life, it will not be a VIP car, a drive. It will not be VIP. Maybe if you will do it, it will be better. This is why you are the leader. But we cannot do it alone. We cannot grow alone. It's better to do more. How do you let go of that? How do you let go of judgment, comparison? And we'll talk about it today. I'll give few small practices and tips. But this is really essential. So asking for help is something that's hard for mind people to do. And sometimes in the personal life, it's hard for them to say, I love you, and to show love. Of course I love you. You know I love you, he's saying to her, but not really look in her eyes and say, I love you so much. I'm so happy you're my daughter or my wife. Or the opposite. For this example is a man and a woman, the father and a daughter, but it's not connected to gender at all. Our women are totally mindy, very cold and separated. It's not connected to gender. People of the heart, the only thing they need is to be seen and taken care of. As adults, we are not taken care of. Even if you had great parents, they took care of you when you are sick and when you needed help, and even show you, sees you emotionally, were like there to listen to your problems at school. Let's say you had a perfect parents that took care of your safety and your emotional safety. As an adult, I'm not sure you are getting that from other people. Everybody is so busy. Of course, not from your kids, because it's supposed to be the opposite. You're supposed to take care of them. Your partner is busy and taking care of herself or himself. Your friends also have a life. Sometimes they can care, but not all the time. And this is hard for the heart because we need community. We need care and love. So if you're a leader and you can care about the people around you, if you remember their birthday, or sometimes you see that his employee is coming and he's a bit, walking slower, or, or their head is a bit down, to look at them, hey, how are you? I feel that something is different. Or how did you sleep tonight? Or did you eat lunch? To ask them at 3 p.m. But really, with few words and a little bit of care and presence, everything can change. Everybody needs to be seen and be supported. So what I'm teaching people is how to really, in a way, stop, and it's not easy, these ongoing thoughts of things to do and to be present. When you are present, you can see the head like that. When you can see if somebody is limping, you can see if somebody had an injury, you can see if somebody is sad, you can see if somebody is really extra happy and fell in love yesterday. You can really see. And everything that you do connected to the moment will be better because you are present, because you bring more of yourself. Practically, if you think about all the resources you have inside you, one is the machine that we call the mind that we need to use all the time, right? For practical things, even to come on time to this masterclass, everything. We need the mind, we need the emotional, intuition, and all the gifts that we receive, sometimes creativity. And we need also to be present. And this is another tool that you can use, because when you are present, you can see. and you can connect, and people will be loyal for you for life because they are not receiving that, and you need it as well. It's such a good feeling to see someone. For that, we need to learn to slow down. And this is basically my mastery. My mastery is helping people to slow down inside. When you slow down, and people of the mind are afraid from slowing down. What do you mean slowing down? I have so many things to do. I have one CEO that I'm working with, and he's saying like, I cannot slow down. I don't want my team to slow down. I want them to work, a lot more. Right? And he's working like 6 days in a row, like morning and evenings and nights, and then he's taking a few hours off. Like he's really, really working a lot. But I'm telling him it's not slowing down from outside, it's slowing down from within. And of course, you need to take care of your basic needs and be also a good father and a good husband, but it's slowing down from within. And this I teach. Why it's so challenging? It's not enough to say it, because again, the man have different agenda. He wants you not to slow down and not to stop, and there is a reason for that. Just a small riddle. What do you think? Why the man is doing that? Let's say, people that come to me, it's not working for them anymore. So let's say, like in the age of 20, 25, you're really successful and high achiever, it's working for you. But people to come to us is 40 to 60 years old, that they're feeling they're starting to burn out, to collapse. They have all kind of small symptoms physically, high blood pressure, sometimes insomnia, things like that. And they feel that they start to understand that it's not working for them, or they're highly stressed and they're starting to understand that they need help. And this is great because the signs are there mentally, emotionally, physically. And then they're coming and they want to learn and master how to master the tools, how to be more healthy. And usually they will come because they want to live more, longevity. They want to be healthy physically. The doctor said to them they're too stressed, or all of that. And it's great. It doesn't matter what is the door, but then we start to understand why the mind is active. Go, 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 go. Why the man is doing that? Why is criticizing, comparing, pushing you, always putting another goal you can never reach? And the source of it is fear. And when we discover it with people like that, they say, oh, fear? I'm afraid. I'm not afraid. What do you mean I'm afraid? I did so much in my life. You are afraid. You're afraid maybe to be successful. You're afraid to fail. You're afraid from your dad because he told me you're not good enough. There is fear there. And it's very hard to recognize that. But I'm telling you for sure, if you're overthinking and you're stressed, if you are afraid, and this fear is controlling your life, everything you do out of fear, it will not bring you to a good place. So basically, we have a goal, and it doesn't matter if it's an emotional goal to fall in love and to get married or have kids. It doesn't matter if it's something at work. Uh, Everything you want to achieve, if your compass is decisions out of fear, it will fail. You will not get there. And it's okay as well, because again, life is a journey. But for them, it's not okay. For you, it's not okay. So to recognize that there is fear that control your life, that take your decisions in your life. And I want to think about decision that you took lately. It can be a small decision about something that two things you wanted to buy, and you chose one of them. It can be a decision about where to take the vacation, which destination. It can be a big decision where to live, in the countryside or in the city. It can be a decision about two jobs that you have to decide between them. It can be a decision about leaving a place you're miserable at, a job, or staying forever. So think about a decision that you made. And when I'm saying decision, it means there are two options minimum, right? Two options. And then you are thinking this or that. And soon I will give you to ask questions and to share, because usually I talk for 30 minutes and then I open for questions and answers. But if you think about a decision, so there is part of you that wanted, let's say, decision A, and it's part that told you what you need to do, what is important to do. Um, um, and maybe sometimes telling you you're not good enough to do it, or this is not good enough, or you need to do it, or you don't need to do it. And there is another part that was more emotional. I want, I don't want, I don't want, I want. It's hard even to respect this part sometimes. For some people, they say, what do you mean you're a child? I want, I don't want. What is the reason? Give me the 1, 2, 3. But many times the heart doesn't have words. Or if the heart does have words, it sounds weak a little bit for the mind. Many times a part of you is saying to the heart, okay, you feel it's not the right job, you feel it's not the right department, but tell me, why? Explain to me why. I want to understand. Or you feel it's not right, but you don't have words, so the mind is saying, okay, if you don't know, I will decide. It's so easy to go with the mind. It's faster. So I wanted to think about a real decision that you had to take, and two voices inside you, and try to understand that one of them is based on fear. Now, it doesn't mean that only the mind, it can be the heart decision based on fear, even though the heart is courageous, but sometimes the heart have imprints, or just want to rest. It's the fear to do something in the world. So who really took the decision inside you? The leader, if the leader takes a decision, it's not always going with mind or heart. So it can change. It can sometimes when you look at leaders, you don't know exactly what their opinion. They can say this one day, the other that. They're open to change their mind. They're more flexible in their mind. They see you eye level. They're open. So you cannot really like say, okay, they're only mind or they're only too emotional. There is a perfect combination. So we start with the inner leader. When the decision that you thought now about, do you feel that the inner leader was there? Considering all the parts, considering the emotional factor, considering the mental factor, and then taking a decision. And this is an aware decision, or this is no decision maker in your inner world. There is something automatic, and there is something automatic. This is why we need to do the work. Now moving to some practical things. So before I move to practical things, I will say that your practice is supposed to be not comfortable. The thing is, we don't grow when we are comfortable. Okay, think about any big things that you did in your life. It was challenging. It was challenging, and it's great. We're supposed to love challenged, but we are afraid of challenges. We're supposed to love challenges. I love challenges. What will I do this year that will be challenging for me, that I will grow? This is the state of mind, right? How can we grow if we're not being challenged? And in our eyes, it's not being afraid. So if a session wasn't comfortable for you, if a meeting wasn't comfortable for you, don't just go away. Or don't stand, persist. Explore why. What is happening inside me? Because if it's fear, I want to encourage you to do that, to take a step forward, just for the sake of curiosity. What do I have to learn there? It can be in your decision if to stay in a place or not, job or not, if to change something in your work. And it can be in love also, when you meet a man or a woman. And you are immediately judgmental. Why? Be curious. Let's try again. If he's not, alcoholist and abuser, let's try. What was so alert? Like what happened in us that we decided to push away, to stop? So this is the journey with the mindset. We're really slowing down, we are looking within, and we take decision while we are zooming out and seeing the whole picture. We are seeing the horizon. We cannot take decision when the ocean is stormy, if there is confusion, or if the mind is just thinking and working in an automatic way. So this is why meditation is so important. I want to encourage you to go to my YouTube channel. I recorded there two kinds of meditation, 1 minute meditation and labeling meditation. I will not do it again today. 1 minute meditation you can do whenever you want, 30, 40 times a day. It will really be great for your mind just to restart and to delete everything you thought about for a second. So 1 minute meditation, you cannot say you don't have time for it. And the second is labeling meditation. I also have a recording for that you can listen to. Here in the chat, there is my website. The YouTube is there, the link for YouTube. Also here, I have a Calendly for 15 minutes complimentary meeting with me. You can book that if you want to talk about something more specific about you and your practice. I think that the practice, the program that we need to build in order for us to grow is we need to focus on three parts. One, physical, second, emotional, and third is mental. The labeling meditation and the mind-minute meditation is mental. It will help you to learn how to slow down your mind, how to take gaps, and to decide when to think and when not to think. And I want to encourage you to try those two meditations. For the heart, we need something to release. People are accumulating so much stress, in this life, so much stress, and we have somatic ways to release stress. The stress can be sometimes you find yourself lash out and burst, and it's not, you think it's because of something happened today and somebody disappointed you or hurt you. No, usually it's like a pressure cooker, and then boom, you release steam. It's not your fault, but it's better to do it in a safe place. Somatic work is crucial. We do all kind of breath work. The breath is an amazing tool. I'm going to open soon a virtual program. You can do everything virtual. Also the holotropic breath work, the anger work, and everything you can do in your office or in your home. There are places and offices that knows that this is necessary, and they bring meditations like that into their corporation. And I'm so happy. It's not only meditation of mindfulness, meditation of the mind, it's also emotional. And the third is physical exercise is important. I love strength training, something more, if we're intense people, we need something more intense. If you are less intense, you can do yoga or Pilates, but basically you need to find the exercise for you. The most important thing after exercise is the meditation. We do all this exercise not only to be in shape physically, but also to take a break from our mind. So in order to really incorporate it into your daily life, it's so good to sit meditation even 5 minutes after an exercise. Even if it's not yoga, that usually after a yoga class there is a meditation. It's important to, even after a gym, an hour of working out, to find a bench, to sit in your car 10 minutes, 15 minutes with yourself, enjoying the fruit of your exercise. So physically, I hope you take care of yourself. Emotionally, we can talk more about it in the 15 minutes if you want to explore. And mentally, I had two kinds of meditation in my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to stay here 15 minutes more to answer your questions, and I hope to see you soon.